All right, what's up, everyone? I got another stock to look at today. So, I'm trying to add some more dividend stocks to my portfolio. I haven't had any real luck on finding any so far. So, I Googled and went on and found this article, the 10 best dividend stock to buy. And it is saying LyondellBasell gives it a 4 star. So, Lyndell uh, round out our list of best dividend stocks for trading at 25 beneath the $115 fair value estimate. Their petrochemical product is the world's largest producer of polypropylene. So, all right, let's see what they're about. I never heard of this company, so I want to do my due diligence and do my research. So this product, yes, they make product for all these industries. Okay, let's look at the investing, robust finance, blah blah blah. So they make poly. Or, let's look what news they have on them before we move forward. That's gonna take too long. So I researched it, and I really don't see any really bad news. The operation headquarters in Houston, Texas, and office in London, UK, and it's on a hold. So let's look at the stock. Um, their petrochemical plant, and yeah, looking at it based off the chart, in the last year they dropped 11%. I don't like that. The last 3 years they dropped 6%. The last 5 years they dropped 10%. And max they're up 276%. But right now they're on a decline. And they do pay a pretty high dividend yield. So they pay a 6% dividend yield. But it doesn't help if they're losing 11% every year. So let's look at the finance because the health, AI say the health is good, the evaluation is good, and the performance is okay. It doesn't give anything for growth or earning. So let's look at the finance. Ooh, the finance does not look good at all, guys. From their profit margin, they lost a market share. They went from 50 billion to 41 billion. And they're still on the decline. So the net profit is really, really close for paying a 5%, 6% dividend yield. Yeah, it says it's undervalued, but I don't think it's really undervalued. They haven't been performing very well in last year. It makes sense why your company is worth less if you're making 18% less money every year. So if they're making 18% less, it makes sense why their stock will drop 11%. So yeah, I right there it passed the first criteria of paying a dividend. Their finance does pass because they are in the positive. But if I look at the chart here and compare it to how much they are actually worth, it makes sense why they drop in pricings. Now, let's look at who is selling. They have 20,000 employees. They're in the chemical industry. Okay, as long as the CEO is not selling a whole bunch of shares and everyone else, I'm kind of fine with it. It doesn't look like it's a very good company to invest in. They are in the petrol industry, but they took a huge drop in profits. Um, I am not sure why they lost so much money and profit because it doesn't show it as a growing company. Now, in the 1 year mark, it says it's supposed to be $100, which, that would be a pretty good gain if the profit margin would stay the same. So the stock market is matching what it's doing. It's performing really bad. So if they're performing really bad, you don't expect the company stocks to hold up. It just doesn't make sense if you're trying to buy a company. Now the good part is they pay really good dividend yield. But the problem is they're losing more in the gross profit of the company, or the company valuation is dropping really fast. So if the valuation is dropping, it doesn't matter how much dividend they're paying. Your overall portfolio is going to be dropping a negative. I'm not trying to put myself in a negative, and it doesn't look too well for this company. Now, in 2024, 2025, if I see an increase in profitability, I will invest in them because it's a good low point for them. But until I start seeing their finances go up in the quarterly, because if you look at the quarterly, you start seeing them negative, 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 negative. Well, it's not a good time to buy, in my personal belief. Now, people will buy early and say, hey, it's a good time to buy because it's undervalued. Well, why is the company undervalued? And is it truly undervalued? Because if a company's not making money, they can go bankrupt. And if they go bankrupt, what are you going to do then? Spirit Airlines just called bankruptcy and they got delisted. And it really hurt their stocks. I'm not trying to purchase a stock and the company go bankrupt. And I'm not buying a stock if they're not going to make growth, because the growth opportunity you can tell in the finance. This is why I look at the finance sheets, because if you see growth in the finance, you should see growth in the stock worth, because the company is worth more money because they're making more money. That's what the company is worth, and the stock is supposed to be a reflection of what the company's worth. This is the reason why I don't see this company as a valid dividend stock. Does it pass my first criteria of paying dividend? Yes, it does pay dividend. Does it pass my growth test? No, it does not pass my growth opportunity test, because looking at the chart, they are on a downward spiral. And I just can't see myself purchasing a stock that's going to keep going to negative. You can't believe everyone's, and this is my personal belief. And number three, the finance portion. After looking at the books on this company, it doesn't look like it's going to be worth purchasing, because they're not in the growth phase. They're losing money, which means they're losing market shares. If they're losing the market share in the industry, it's not worth me purchasing them. So I don't want to be on the losing end. And based off this analysis, I do not think this stock is worth buying right now. Do I think this company is going to go away? No. Do I think this company be worth buying at some time? Yes. So it does make a good watch, because if I pay attention to this company and they start making a profit consistently 2 quarters, then I will purchase it, because that is going to be a low point and they are on a return on their stock. But until their profit margin is back in the positive, I don't think it's worth buying. Now, this is just my opinion. Please do your own due diligence and see what you want in your stock portfolio. Because I have a criteria for my dividend stock portfolio that is different from my retirement account. So my dividend stock portfolio needs good growth. It needs to pay dividend because it won't be a dividend portfolio if it doesn't pay me. And three, the finance has to make sense for me to purchase. And mainly it has to be in a positive. This one's in a positive, but looking at the trends over the past few years, it does not look like a good company to buy at this time. So please like and subscribe to my video. And yeah, that is LyondellBasell Industry, LY or LV, no, LYB. Thanks. Subscribe and watch another video.